Hey guys, welcome to another video. This time at Magello, still in GT2, and this was actually one of the best races I've had all weekend. And I figured, you know what, I can't help but show it. So, anyways, right off the line, we're starting to really go ham, going into San Donato here. Cammy Lane there, kind of avoiding some racing. Wenji Chang there, deciding to spin out multiple racers. Not really a smart move there, and it looked like someone was kicking up some dust. Catching up to Matosi here, and we got one dude just straight up building a sandcastle there. I guess they were a little frustrated at that, and we now have another one making sandcastles. I guess a lot of frustration there, and I guess here a great stress reliever is to make sandcastles. I don't know, I've never really done it myself, but apparently it's a thing. Anyways, going into, where is it on the map? Casa Arrabbiata. I tried my best at pronouncing that one. Again, do got a map on the opposite screen so I could see the actual names of the turns. And going into Scarpuria, right behind Scratch here, and my my low-key friendly rival, Cammy Lane here. We did have a really good race in this race, and honestly, I think I made a friend in the process. So, going through Coronaccio, I don't know how to pronounce that, I do apologize, and into Biandetti. If someone could comment down below the actual pronunciations for these turns, please let me know. I will gladly take it for what it is. But anyways, going into Bucine, I'm slowly reeling in Cammy here. Again, really good driver. We were pretty evenly matched here for the most part. Going into lap 2, we are pretty much, well, I'm pretty much on his backside here. And he's pretty much got an answer for any attempt at a pass I have. So, going into San Donato, I almost rear-end him. I had to get ready to go off the track in case something like that were to happen. Scratch takes that turn a little too fast and goes off and making a sandcastle by the looks of it. And we got another guy taking a book from groundskeeper Willie there. Probably seen a spot of grass that needed some trimming. Good on you, sir. Way to take care of the lawn there at Magello. Anyways, going through Borgo San Lorenzo, or Lorenzo, I should say, and going into Casanova. Still on Cammy's backsides, trying to really reel him in. Going into Arrabbiata here. Again, I'm slowly reeling him in, showing that I'm a little more able to take the turns, but I do take that one too fast and dip a couple tires in the sand. Now we're going to speed this up because he thought he seen the last me during this race, but I do slowly creep up back behind him. Right about at the same spot as where I did my little mess up here. Now we are behind a Corvette, so I have a feeling, well, a CA Corvette I should say, and I have a feeling that's a majority of the reason why I was able to catch up to him. Seems like he's trying to go for a clean pass here. Much respect for him as well. And honestly, if you're watching this, Cammy, even though I might send this to you, I don't know yet. I haven't quite decided on that one. Again, dude, great race. But anyways, we're going into Biandetti's, and I do really reel him in here, kind of getting some pressure on him, trying to get him to make a mistake so I can get by, but he seems to be very resilient. Going into Bucine here. He does hit the brakes a little bit, causing me to slow down as well. Can't really get on his case too much. It is more defensive driving. Now we both go past Wedgie Chen there, the guy who spun everyone out. Cammy does go around the Corvette right before San Donato here. And like Bluska dude, we do manage to make it happen as well. And anyways, we are now almost right back to where we were as far as the little racing battle was concerned. going into Materassi and going into Borgo San Lorenzo. I am pretty much right on his backside. He seems to be losing his bottom grip there. Well, his back tire's grip during these turns here. That seems to be why he's taking them a little slower than most. But going into Arrabbiata. Again, I have no idea how to pronounce those names. I do apologize. I'm trying to put as much pressure on him as I possibly can. Almost like a toxic ex-girlfriend trying to get him to come back in a weird way. Trying to make him make the worst mistake possible and let me by. Going into Corinchao, and going into Biandetti. He's pretty much got an answer for every type of attack I could go for. He's really doing a good job defense-wise. But here I thought he made a good mistake, but turns out he just kind of toyed with me a little bit, seemingly giving me a bit of a chance of false hope, even though I know I could pretty much keep up with him on this track. I'm pretty sure he did have a better lap time as well as far as practice was concerned. I would have to go and double check that one, but coming up to him on San Donato, I did get right side by side there. I thought I had an opening there, but he does get around me. Well, he blocks it off pretty well. Again, he has answer for any type of attack I have. Kind of like right there where I tried to get around him on the outside, but he hits the gas and just goes. Going into Materassi here and going into Borgo San Lorenzo. Still right behind him, 0.2 of a second behind him to be exact, and that's where I'm pretty much at the majority of the race. I think this is 2 laps now where we are just in a rather heated battle. Do apologize, my vocal cords did try to give out on me right then and there. And going into Scapuria here, he does start to get away from me. I do take these turns quite a bit slower than I probably should. But at the same time, I'm not trying to cause an accident. I love this clean racing. Again, and I don't want to cause any accidents. And plus, like I said, it did make a friend in the process, so don't want to be considered a bad person. Now, he does say good race there. He seemingly does think he's seen the last of me there, so we're going to go ahead, skip ahead to when we finally do our little battling some more. Now, note, we're both on mediums at the moment, and I've got minor tire wear. Now, I have been pushing my car a little harder than I think he's been pushing his, considering I've been right behind him pretty much a majority of the race. He does start pulling ahead a little bit here. But we do both go into the pit at the same time. Now, going around, where is this? Bucine here. Again, I got my map on the other screen, so I might seem a little dumb. But anyways, going into the pit, I decide, you know what? Instead of doing a 2-stop, let's go for a 1-stop and go with hard tires. Now, for those that know me, know I am not exactly what you would call good at the game. And trying to make hard tires last, I think, 10 or 11 laps now is probably the dumbest idea I could ever make. But we're going to go ahead and make it happen. So, exiting the pits, we end in 10th, so dropping from 5th down to 10th. Not a very bad thing, but we are on lap 7. Catching up to Cammy here. I start getting some lag spikes, though, so it kind of messes with my racing line just a little bit. Going through Luco and Poggio Secco. Again, I apologize if someone can tell me the actual pronunciations in the comments down below. It would be greatly appreciated. But anyways, I'm pretty sure Cammy went to mediums, and I'm still kind of keeping up with them. I am on hards as well, so... Well, why am I saying I think he did? Because we did exchange messages on Xbox a little after this, talking about the race a little bit, and of course, that's why I've Haven't quite decided whether I'm going to send him this YouTube video or not. I think I might. Depends on when I actually upload the race. But anyways, trying to catch up to him, going into Scapiera and Pelagio. Really on his backside. I'm honestly doing a lot better than I thought I would while on hard tires, but at the same time I have Wedgie Chen here, right behind me, trying to make moves as well, going into Corancio. Trying to go through Biandetti as fast as I possibly can on hard tires. Not really a ideal strat. Not really hitting the brakes as soon as I want to there, and Wedgie does go around me. Can't really complain though. He's not the best driver considering he did spin me, Kiami, and I think like 2 or 3 other drivers around, so that was a bit of a bad taste in my mouth from the start, but I do start catching up to him, so I have him on the straightaway, so I can't really complain about that one too much. Going into San Donato, he does a wheel spin there. Fishtail as well. And I could have passed him there going into Luco, but he does get it back together, and I end up losing out on my chance now. At this point, I'm just trying to catch up to everyone. Going through Borgo San Lorenzo. And going into Casanova, I'm just trying to hold on for dear life, pushing the Corvette as fast as I possibly can. We got Cammy going into the sand. He does almost mess with my racing line. He does apologize for it though. Can't really get on his case too much though. He did leave me plenty of room. I just never took it. But anyways, this just goes back to our little battle. Now I am on hard tires. He's on medium, so that's gonna be the equaling factor on this one. So as long as I keep up with him, I should be able to get around him next time he pits. So let's see here. He had 7 laps on the initial set, so I think after about 5 more laps I should be able to get around him. But going into Bucine here, he does start pulling away. Again, he has the grip advantage, whereas I just have longevity. Holy crap, if I can speak. And so far, it looks like he's going to go ahead and pull ahead. Nari did join into this lobby as well, along with a guy by the name of Holding Corn now. They were both pit. I jump into 8th. Cammy jumps into 7th. And I do start reeling them in thanks to the really large straightaway that doesn't seem to have a name as according to this map. If it does, someone let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know about it. Lots of commentary during this race, almost a half hour's worth. Going into Materassi here. Had to double check the map and the gameplay, see where we were. Going into Casanova and Savali. Again, just trying to keep Cammy in my sight at the very least. I know I can take Arabiatas faster than he can, even on hard tires, so that gives me a little bit of hope to be able to keep up with him as best as I can. But going into Scapiera kind of tells me that he's got the grip advantage for those ones. But it seems like he's going to get around what looks like, I can't quite see the name from back here, looks like Scratch. Yes, the guy who went off into the sand in turn 1 and on, I think, lap 2 or 3, I don't quite remember. Possibly even lap 4, if I don't mistaken correctly. English is not my strong suit, even though I was born and raised in America. Just goes to show that we can't really pronounce it as well. But both of them going, well, Scratch and what looks like another person going into the pits, bumping me into 6th place. Cammy going into 5th. Top 5 finish looking like it is a possibility, assuming that Cammy does go into the pit lanes when I think he does. Granted, I already know the ending of this video, but I'm just trying to maintain dramatic effects anymore. But anyways, Cammy does start pulling away, going through Luco and Poggio Secco. And going into Materassi here. And Borgo San Lorenzo, he does begin to pull away, but I think at Casanova is when I prove I have a little bit of a handling advantage. Along with Savelli here. Or Savelli. Again, someone please let me know how all these terms are pronounced. I do apologize if I'm butchering it as bad as I am, but going into Arrabbiata here, it seems like Cammy has figured out those turns quite a bit, but we are on lap 10, so his tires might not really be in the best condition right now, so I might be able to start catching up to him, but Wilfer is starting to catch up as well. I think he's on mediums as well, hence why he's able to catch up at Correntiao. Yeah, Correntiao. I apologize if I butchered that name, but going into Biandetti here, he's got it down to almost a second's worth in, or a second gap, but he does have 1.2 seconds in penalties though, so I could use that to my advantage if I truly want to. I can let him pass and just let his tires wear out, but that could cause me to lose precious ground to Cammy, who again, is my friendly rival during this race. So, again, going into San Donato here, trying to push these hard tires as hard as I possibly can. Say that 3 times fast. I'm pretty sure you can, and it will just prove that English is not my strong suit. But Wilfer is under a second behind. At this point, I got to try and build up some distance, or just play defensive. Or I could just try and use it to be an excuse to try and really catch up to Cammy here, even though I'm on hard tires. But his tires are probably dead right now, considering we are on the 11th lap. I do go off track there, but luckily I don't get a penalty for it. Seems like race officials here are making some pretty good calls, unlike another time that I had in GT2 spec. But anyways, Wolfer putting on some pressure, looking for a opening to get around, going into Scarperia and Pelagio. I keep the gap closed as best as I can. He's still right behind me though. He is in the Corvette, so we got equal power, but he probably has more acceleration for his tune. Going into Biandetta here, he does try to go around. Doesn't really have a good race line, so he has to back off a little bit. Nice clean racing from him going into Bucine. And I think he starts catching up. Yeah, he starts catching up here as well. Sorry if you heard that. Cammy in the pit lane again. I'm using this to my advantage. Trying to get around him. Wedgie Chen does not take a pit stop right there either. I was really hoping to get around him, but I am now in the top 5. Going into San Donato. My cat is trying to claw at my backside right now. I do apologize if you guys hear me yelp from time to time. It's probably my cat digging his claws into me. But anyways, besides that, going into Poggio Secco, trying to get as much difference between me and Wilfer as possible, because Cammy will have to do some battling with him in order to get to me. Going into Materassi and Borgo San Lorenzo, trying to just build up one huge gap. One big, huge battle during this race. He is half a second behind me. I've got to really put the pedal to the metal. Going into Arrabbiata, I should say. Going into Aberrata 1, going into 2, and it looks like he might have spun out there. Don't really know what happened. I wish I would have downloaded a replay just to see. But either way, it was a great race. He seemed to have pushed it a little too hard, and ultimately paid the price for it by completely losing his, well, his footing in that race. So, anyways, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to just before lap 14. Now, Wedgie did go into the pits, and it gave me basically 4th place, and right now he is slowly catching up. I'm pretty sure he is on soft tires. So it turns into a game of, can I keep this distance long enough for about 2 laps? Now, going into Poggio Secco, it goes to show that when it comes to cornering ability, he's got me every time, but straight line speed is where I'm going to be able to push away from him. So I gotta try and make best use of these straightaways as much as I can. Going into Casanova, trying to use these long bends here, trying to take him as fast as possible. Pretty sure he's gonna really catch up here. He's got it down to 5 seconds, got it down to 4.8. I did lose traction there, a little bit of fishtailing, and he's gonna close that gap quite a bit. Got it down to 3.5 seconds now. At this point, I'm just trying to run away. I know I'm in Cross's, well, I painted my car to look like Cross's cop car, but I gotta try and run away from the street racer. He is basically the guy in the M3 GTR, aka the player character, and he's looking to put Cross through a exploding gas station. Now, going through Corancio, this is where I start getting minor tire wear. I should pit here, but I decided, you know what, let's make this a one-stopper work. Going into Bucine, taking it a little bit slower. Sharp P10, he's going to go into the pits, and I'm going to have just enough time to get around him, hoping he, excuse me, hoping he gets out of the pits just in time to get in front of Wedgie Chen there. But it looks like I had no luck whatsoever. He's going to stay in there, trying to get into Santanato before Wedgie Chen can really get too close. But he's got it down to almost a second. I pull it down. Yeah, he's got it down to 1.2. Got it down to 1.1. Oh, I'm trying to take this as fast as I can. He's got it down to almost half a second. 0.7, 0.6. Got it down to half a second. He is pretty much breathing down my neck. He is essentially the devil in my rear view mirror right now. This is starting to show a little bit of intensity. My front tires are to the point where they're kind of screaming to put them out of their misery. I do go off track there. I thought he was going to go for a dive bomb, but didn't. Going through Savelli here, trying to make the most out of our Beata here. Trying not to fishtail again, though. Scratch is saying something. I'm pretty sure you'll probably just take a hit of a vape or something, because I couldn't really hear what he said. But Wedgie Chen making most of this moment. Going through Scapiera. He does back off going into Pelagio, though. Seemingly giving me the position. I do block him a little bit going into Corancio. Again, taking this turn a little slower, trying to go into the final lap on hard tires, even though they are pretty much screaming. Going through Biandetti here. Completely losing traction, though. Gotta take these turns a lot slower. Wedgie Chen does give me a little love tap there, though. I did have to brake early, so that was mostly my fault. I will say wrongful collision on Wedgie's part, though. Well, wrongful time penalty on Wedgie. I do get around him on the straightaway, though, even though my tires are probably not cut out for the braking zone that we gotta do. Going into San Donato, he's gonna take third place back from me. My tires at this point kind of screaming for mercy at this point. Really screaming at me, hey, we should have pit back on lap 12 or something. But either way, slowly but surely finishing up this race. Looks like Sharp P10 is right behind me. I don't even battle him. I just give him the spot. I know I'm not going to be able to get around him or keep the position from him. He does thank me for it as well. Dude, if you are watching this, you're welcome, dude. Again, my tires probably not the most cut out for this race. And Cammy Lane, right behind me, he's got 5 seconds to catch up. He is trying to really reel me in. My tires are just not cut out for this right now. Trying to go through Pelagio as fast as I possibly can. Going into Corencio. Trying to keep that time gap as high as possible, because I know he could probably get around me if he were to push it a little faster. So far, so good. He is slowly bringing me back in, going into Bayandetto, trying to get to Bucine, trying to get through there as fast as possible. He's got 2.5 seconds. Slowly creeping that gap up. I'm pretty sure he's slowly but surely getting close by. He's got it down to under 2 seconds. 1.8. At this point, I'm trying to use my speed to my advantage, saying good race while I can. Slowly catching up. And honestly, I think he was right with our little Xbox messages. He probably needed one more lap in order to get that race done. But pretend I said something corny here to get you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.